Aloha and welcome back, fellow shifters, light guardians, dreamers within this holographic matrix. My name is Brendan, and you are getting ready to tune in for another very special full moon guided global meditation broadcasted on behalf of Paradigm Shift Central, a portal for growing a global team of conscious creators and leaders. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. For those of you who are in the live chat on YouTube or Facebook, drop some 1111s in the chat to confirm that everything is sounding okay and that you guys can hear me. And we're going to get right into this meditation in the next few moments. I'll give you a bit of an introduction in terms of what to be able to expect. If it's your first time here, drop a 222 in the comments and we'll give you some special bonus shout outs and love. To those of you tuned in on either Facebook or YouTube, again, please feel free to share this broadcast with your friends. I'd love to be able to get as many people tuned into this broadcast live as possible. Just setting out the intention, 100 people tuned in live for this broadcast. And we've had broadcasts before with over 200 people tuned in live. And so tonight is a very, very special broadcast, a very, very special meditation. Again, this is the first full moon guided global meditation of 2020 that we are getting into. So thank you for dropping in those 1111s. Aloha to those of you who are here for the first time. Welcome. And I'll give you a bit of an introduction in terms of what to be able to expect. My name is Brendan, aka Wolf Shield, Skull Babylon, Mystic Spider-Man on Instagram. For those of you who have yet to meet me, I'm a full-time conscious media creator and the director for Paradigm Shift Central, which again is a project I've created from over the past decade to be able to help bring together and grow a community and a team of people who are actively helping assist with the shift in consciousness through acts of creativity and compassion. And the terms that we use within this project is the archetype known as the shifter or the light guardian, or you can think of it almost as in the modern day Jedi, the gray Jedi, the sacred warrior, the dreamer awakening within the dream, the wizards, the alchemists, the hackers. So if that sounds like you, then welcome. You are in good company, and tonight's meditation really going to be getting into some very, very, very interesting journeying. And so for those of you who have not been a part of these meditations before, they're a little bit different here, and I encourage you to go back and check out past ones because you'll actually find that there's threads that connect them. And I'm not going to say too much because I really don't want to spoil what's going to be happening within this meditation. But what we do here is it's a little bit more of a story guided meditation, and so we're going to be taking you on a journey, and through this journey, it is being created to be able to help activate within you the seed of the light guardian, the seed of the shifter, to be able to help us continue to step into more of who we are, to be able to help make a difference in this world. So be sure to check out more on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Skull Babylon. You can see the link for that up in the corners. Be sure to connect to my Instagram at Mystic Spider-Man as well. Thank you again to our Patreon supporters. A Patreon link you can see on screen, patreon.com/Brendan Culleton. If anybody signs up to the Patreon during this broadcast, I will give you a huge shout out at the end of the broadcast. So we'll keep an eye open for that as we're doing this, and I'll post a link into the chat now, and you can check that out later, and you'll find the link for that in the video on YouTube. And again, the Patreon is a way for people to support artists with monthly contributions and rewards, and here through our project, people can sign up and contribute at the $11 leading member level to be able to get beautiful items such as the Lumerian Light Guardian crystals, which if you have a Lumerian Light Guardian crystal, keep it with you during tonight's meditation. It's actually going to play into the meditation. You're going to want to keep it within arm's reach. I'm not going to say much more than that. So again, this is an awesome opportunity for us to be able to come together as a team. Thank you again to the Patreon supporters for being able to contribute their support, their investment that helps make this broadcast possible for the entire community. Check out more on the Patreon after. And again, be sure to explore Paradigm Shift Central in general if you would like to connect with what we are building here as a team. So with that said, here's what's going to happen during this meditation. We're going to start off by calibrating our body. We're going to be able to bring ourselves into just a relaxed state, and then we're going to begin turning our focus inwards. And then from there, we're going to begin the journey. We're going to begin the story. And the story is going to be very vision-oriented, imagination-oriented. And throughout this journey, throughout this meditation, if there are moments where you feel the activation sensations in you, feel them, ride them. That's kind of like that tingling sensation up the spine. These meditations are actually created to help evoke those emotions. So be aware of those and be ready to ride those as they come up. If they don't, totally fine, either way. And so, as we get ready to move into this meditation, I invite you to get what you need ready right now. If you haven't already yet, get a glass of water, get a place where you're going to be able to get nice and comfortable. I highly recommend something that I often do if I meditate is I sit on my bed and then I take a pillow and put it over my lap, take a pillow and put it behind my back, and then I can kind of like sit against the wall without being necessarily like fully straight, but still being able to kind of like relax against the wall, and then having that pillow on my lap to be able to rest my hands as well. So find a place where you're going to be nice and comfortable. Sit up. If you do choose to lie down, be aware that you may fall asleep during this meditation. But again, if you do, that's totally cool. No worries there. But again, sitting up will help you maintain your wakefulness, your alertness as we go through this meditation. If you guys are ready to be able to get into our meditation tonight, go ahead and drop those 1111s in the chat before we shift gears and begin with the first stage of it, which again is going to be like a scanning of the body and a calibration. For those of you tuning in on Instagram, the feed on Instagram is going to end in the next moment, so be sure to click my bio link to join in on YouTube. So again, those of you on Instagram, click the link in my bio, tune in on YouTube. The feed on Instagram will end in about a couple minutes. So thank you again to everyone for being here. For those of you who are tuned in on Facebook, continue to share this broadcast. Let's get as many people tuned in as we can. This is a very important time for us to be able to do a meditation, and I'm sure many of you are well aware of how much potential meditations have in terms of being able to help co-create this reality that we are in. So let's play with this practice together. Let's see it as an opportunity for us to be able to connect with ourselves, to connect with the archetype of the light guardian, to be able to send out good vibes, to be able to help be a social alchemist within our own imagination, and again, to be able to grow and connect as community. So it is an honor to be able to be here today once again. And so at this point, I invite everyone to get nice and ready. And once you've got everything set up, we will be beginning our first steps as we get ready to dive deeper into the meditation. The meditation itself will last for at least between an hour and 90 minutes. And again, it will kind of feel like you're like listening to almost like an audio book, but you're the character. And it's kind of like being in a movie, and you're the imagination, you're the director, you're creating it as we go. So it's really, really cool. And again, for those of you who have been here before, you'll know what to expect. For those of you who are brand new, you're in for a treat. Share this broadcast if you haven't yet. If you're tuned in live, let's get as many people tuned in. We've currently got like over 50 people tuned in. I'd love to be able to get 100 people tuned in. And again, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. Thank you to everyone who's listening to this in the future. And with that said, I'm just double checking to make sure I got everything all good. We'll get ready to move into the beginning stages of our meditation. For those of you on Instagram, I'm concluding the broadcast now on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, click the link in my bio to join in on YouTube. Thank you very much. All right, if you're ready, drop those 1111s in the chat, and then leave the chat, and then go get yourself nice and comfortable. And we will get ready to dive into this. All right, let me just click a couple things here. And perfect. All right. So wherever you are right now, first of all, I just want to be able to acknowledge you choosing to come here. I just want to thank you for showing up as someone who is here to be able to help make a difference in this world, who is here to be able to help shift the paradigms, who is here to be able to help inspire, who is here to be able to help change the world with the power of their love. Again, if this is the first time here, let this be a great introduction to what we got going on here within our community, and know that you are invited to continue to stick around and continue to be a part of it. So, beautiful. All right. Thank you again. Shoutouts to Oliver. Shoutouts to Olivia. Shoutouts to Michael, Alyssa. Shoutouts to Lily, Lindsay, One Live Source. Shoutout to Elisa, Eric, Innerflame, Erica. Shoutout to Willow. Shoutout to Mexi. Shoutout to Evan. Shoutout to Shoozazoo. We got several of our Patreon supporters in here. Shoutout to Mexi. Shoutout to did I already say Lindsay? Shoutout to Lindsay. And shoutout to everybody on Facebook as well. Wherever you are tuned into this, thank you so much. And again, here we go. So get nice and comfortable. Allow yourself to just gently move your body if you need to. If you feel like you even just need to do a quick stretch before you sit down for the next little bit, please go ahead and do so. Gently just rotating wherever you need to, rolling your shoulders, getting nice and loose, nice and relaxed. Getting ready to dive deep. Beautiful. All right. Take a seat when you're ready. Position yourself where you're going to be able to maintain stillness to the best of your ability. The more your ability to sink into stillness, the more you'll be able to find that you'll be able to really get rich with your visuals and your imagination. Okay. With that said, I am going to switch the graphic here, and you'll see me again on camera by the end of the broadcast. Thank you so much, everyone. It's an honor to be here. Let's do the work. Let's do the play. Let's co-create, and let's have a beautiful time. As you find a place where you can sit nice and comfortably, gently find your body naturally moving into a place of stillness. Begin connecting with the breath. Gentle inhales, gentle exhales. As you continue to breathe, allow your body to become more relaxed. Allow yourself to be present in this moment. Take a moment here to just drop into the space of gratitude, feeling your connection with the people who are here, with the tribe, with the pack, with the family. It's worth noting that as we move into this meditation, that today, this full moon, a very special full moon, it is also known as the wolf full moon, and it happens to be in Cancer. For those of you who have gotten to know me, obviously you can imagine that this is a very special moon for me, being a Cancerian and being very wolfy. So for all the wolves out there, this is our moon. Let's make the most of it. Continuing to breathe here, bringing yourself into the space of gratitude, acknowledging the presence of those who are here with you, friends, family, tribe. Continue to connect with your breath. Gentle inhales and gentle exhales. Feeling the moment as the inhale meets the exhale, and the exhale meets the inhale. As you continue to breathe with each breath, just allowing your body to become more relaxed. And we're gently going to scan our body and just imagine a warm, light, just a comforting sensation. And imagine this focusing wherever it is that you put your attention on. And so we'll begin by bringing our attention to our toes, to our feet, to our ankles, and gently allow your toes, your feet, and your ankles to relax. Gently bringing awareness up to your shins, to the back of your knees, to your kneecaps. And just imagining and feeling your shins, your knees, and your kneecaps gently becoming more relaxed. Bringing your awareness up to your thighs, your hips, your groin, your buttocks. Again, just bringing that energy through wherever you focus, and as you think about it, feeling this energy and just allowing those parts of your body to continue to become more relaxed. Moving your awareness up to your torso, to your lower back, your ribs. Gently allow your torso, your lower back, and your ribs to gently relax. Bringing your awareness up to your chest, your back, your shoulders. And gently allowing your chest, your back, and your shoulders to gently relax. Bring your awareness to your arms, your elbows, your forearms, your hands. Gently allowing your arms, your forearms, your hands, your elbows to gently relax. From here, just bringing your awareness up to your neck, to the back of your neck, to your jaw, and gently allowing your neck, the back of your neck, your jaw to gently become more relaxed. Bring your awareness to your mouth, your tongue, your cheeks, your nose, your eyes, your forehead. Gently allowing your mouth, your tongue, your nose, your eyes, your forehead to gently relax. And just a feeling, bringing awareness to your ears. Feeling your ears relax as well. And gently bringing awareness to the rest of your head, the top of your head. Allowing your head to become more relaxed. And just breathe into this moment. Observe what this feels like for you. Just feeling a softness and a light. Perhaps even being aware of a gentle pulse within your body right now. Allowing yourself to be present. Still feeling that sense of gratitude. And with that said, we will continue to breathe here as we begin to move deeper into this meditation. And so as you breathe here, slowly begin to visualize and imagine yourself arriving inside of a forest. And as you imagine yourself inside this forest, begin to become aware of your senses in this moment. Feel the dirt underneath your feet. Feel the air on your skin. Feel the breath through your lungs. And take a moment here to look around. Observe what this forest looks like to you. And at this point, the sun, though it is not seen, it is still reflecting its light in the sky. And above the trees, you can see the moon peeking through. The full moon. And so just gently begin walking through the forest. And as you do this, begin calibrating your awareness. Feel with as much detail as possible what it feels like. Continuing to walk through the woods. Take a moment here to reach out, to touch any of the trees, any of the leaves. Feeling the bark of the trees. Continuing to breathe here as you find your way through the woods. You notice a sensation coming over you. And it is a sensation of a presence. A sensation of a familiar presence. The sensation that you feel is that of a friend. And as you turn around and look over your shoulder, you see, looking back at you, the eyes of a wolf. And this wolf sits on the forest floor looking at you. And as you take a moment here to look at it, you see its blue eyes. And slowly, this wolf begins to walk towards you. And in this moment, you know it is not a threat, and you allow yourself to relax. And as the wolf walks towards you, slowly, you begin to notice that its shape changes form as it gradually shifts into that of a man. And the man now stands before you with the same eyes as the wolf, looking at you. The man says to you, "My friend, it's good to see you. My name is Azra. I was sent here by Merlin. He told me to come find you here within the woods at this moment, at this full moon, in order to be able to help bring you, in order to be able to help prepare you." And so as Azra stands in front of you, for some of you, you will remember who Azra is. Perhaps this is not the first time that you have met. And as you and Azra stand there, Azra continues to explain. Merlin has sent out a call. It's time for the Light Guardians to assemble. There's something very important on the horizon. and the two of us must make our way to where the others are in order to be able to get ready, in order to be able to prepare. And so in this moment, you nod your head, you acknowledge what is being asked. And Azra explains to you, you're familiar with how to use the stone portals. I know Merlin has shown you in the past. So quickly find some rocks in the area, form them in a circle, and then from there we will make our way to where the others are. And so in this moment, you and Azra walk within the immediate proximity of where you are to be able to find specific stones on the ground and to place them in a circle. You do not need to spend much time doing this. Find the ones that will work. Find the ones that you're intuitively guided to. Feel the weight of them in your hands. Feel the texture of them on your palms, on your fingers. And pick them up with gratitude, for the stones themselves carry the energy of our ancestors. And once you have found the right stones, you place them in a circle. And from here, Azra, this young man who stands beside you with a strong posture, with a strong yet softness to his gaze, gives you the nod to go ahead, to begin to use the stones to be able to open a portal, which you two will simply travel through. Something that you have done many times before. And so, in this moment, without even needing to be guided by instructions, you gently lift your palms up towards the stone circle on the ground. And you begin to make various mudras and gestures with your palms. And as you do this, you focus your intention towards the center of the stones on the ground of the forest. And in this moment, you gently begin to create the vibrational frequency that will open up the portal in this moment, that will carry your intention on its waves. And so in this moment, in your own being, in your own practice, gently make a noise, a vibration, a mantra, a frequency, as you point your palms towards the stone circle on the ground, and you focus your intention, and you begin to visualize and see the portal opening up on the ground of the forest through these stone rocks. And so just focusing a little bit longer, moving your hands in a clockwise rotation. The portal begins to emerge before you. And in this moment, you and Azra acknowledge that it is ready. Azra gestures for you to go first, knowing that you will be right behind him. And again, this is not the first time that you have created a stone portal, for Merlin has trained you already in the past. And so as you look into this portal between the rocks, swirling with energy purples and greens and blues. You take a few more breaths, gentle inhale, gentle exhale. And when you are ready, you can take that next little hop as you jump your way into the portal. And in this moment, you feel yourself soaring between space, drifting between realms, the space between space, the space that connects all space. And in this space, you observe the psychedelic nature of the energy swirling around you as you feel yourself being traveled on a current. This current begins to reach towards its desired destination. And as you are here in this moment, you feel the exits of this portal that you are moving through begin to arise. And just like that, you feel the sensation like a pop, like a release, as you find yourself emerged out from the other side of the portal, standing upright, coming through from between a stone circle pillar, another monolith in a different location. And here, as you arrive through this secondary portal, Azra arrives right behind you. And you find yourself in a busy atmosphere. People are coming and going. It takes you a moment to acknowledge where it is that you are. And in this moment, you see that you are in another forest, a different one from where you are. And there are people walking around, coming and going. People who are busy, people who are training, people who are preparing. You turn to Azra and you ask them and you say, "Where are we? Where is this place?" And he says, "This place is a place for light guardians to be able to train, for light guardians to be able to prepare themselves. Now come with me," Azra says. "First, we are going to take you to a homeostasis chamber. We're going to allow you to give yourself the attention you need to your body before we begin the next stage of your training." In this moment, you and Azra begin walking through the woods, and it feels almost as if these people have been here perhaps for quite some time. You can see various tents set up, people eating, people engaging in different types of training. You can see people practicing martial arts. You can see people practicing various Tai Chi. You even see people training with different staffed weapons. And as you continue to follow Azra through this busy place of people coming and going, they eventually take you to what he refers to as the homeostasis pod. And Azra explains to you, these are here to be able to help us, to be able to help calibrate ourselves from the inside out. And so go ahead. We don't really have too much time. Find your place within this pod, and I'll speak with you once you come out. The pod will be a way for you to be able to give yourself what you need and to use the power of vibration and sound to open yourself as required. And so this pod has an entrance to it, and it is basically kind of like an isolation chamber. You go inside, and there's a very soft, dim light close to pitch black, and there's a chair that you can sit on. And as you sit on this chair, Azra closes the lid, and in that moment, you feel a sensation of relaxation move through your body. And so as you are here in this space, what we will do is we will use this opportunity to scan through our chakras and to be able to help give them a little bit of a boost, just a little bit of a massage, just a little bit of extra love. And so as you sit in this chair, we will begin by focusing on the crown chakra. And the crown chakra, we will use the mantra of the letter I, pronounced as in ski. And we will practice 3 mantras and move our way down through each one. And knowing that this simple yet important practice is going to help us become more relaxed, more capable of what's still ahead. So follow this lead, and we will move our way through each of the chakras with a corresponding mantra. And the crown chakra will be an accumulating chakra, meaning it will not be spoken, but it will be activated through the activation of the others. So starting with the brow chakra, the sound is E. And we're going to do it 3 times together and work our way through. Visualizing the soft light within your homeostasis chamber, feeling the vibration of this space, feeling the vibration of your own voice when you begin to use it. A gentle inhale and exhale together, and on the next exhale, we would do the sound E. Gentle inhale together. Inhale. Exhale the sound E. Gentle inhale again. Continue once more. Inhale. Moving next into the throat chakra. This throat chakra will use the sound A. And so it will sound like A. And so together, gentle inhale, exhale. Nice big exhale. Together, inhale the sound A. Again, inhale. Once more, gentle inhale. Exhale. Moving into the heart chakra each time as we focus with these mantras, just allowing any subtle calibrations to take place almost on a quantum level for each one of these chakras. Maybe it opens them, maybe it helps relax them. Overall, though, just allowing your entire body to become more relaxed, more open, more receptive for the lessons still to come. The sound for the heart is the sound O, pronounced as in O. Together, gentle inhale, exhale. Big exhale. Inhale together, the sound O. O. Together again, gentle inhale. O. Once more, gentle inhale. Beautiful. Feeling your body become more relaxed, taking a moment here, it's like giving yourself an energetic massage. Something, if you haven't done it in a while, is allowing you to, again, just be more present, more relaxed, more in tune. Moving into the next chakra, the solar chakra. The sound for the solar chakra is the sound U. So the sound is pronounced ooh. Together, deep, gentle inhale, exhale together. Big exhale. Gentle inhale together. Exhale, the sound you. Once more, inhale. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Moving into the sacral chakra, the sound is a sound is the letter M, pronounced allowing yourself to just continue to feel relaxed. Gentle inhale, exhale, big exhale. Together, inhale, and on the next exhale, the sound Again, inhale. Once more, inhale. Moving into the root chakra, the final chakra for now. The sound is the letter S pronounced as in S, like the sizzling of the fire, the rising of the serpents. Take a gentle inhale, exhale on your own. Big exhale. Together, deep inhale. The sound. Again, inhale. Exhale. Once more, deep inhale. Big exhale, sound. Take a moment here to just observe any difference in your body. Again, by taking a moment here, we allow our body to relax. We allow ourselves to gently calibrate and prepare for the next steps in the journey. Take a couple more breaths here in this moment, just being present with the breath, feeling the gratitude of this physical form that you're in, feeling the presence of the breath, being aware of any subtle changes, sensations in your own field, in your own energetic field. And after a couple more breaths, when you're ready, you will gently choose to open up the lid or the entrance to the homeostasis pod. And so as the entrance or the door, the lid opens for the homeostasis pod, gently when you are ready, imagine yourself stepping out from it. As you step back into the familiar environment of the forest, you notice that the sky has now become darker. The sun is only a remnant in the sky, an echo. The moon still shines above, off in the distance, and you take a moment here to just acknowledge it and to see it. Breathe it in, feeling its energy and its fullness moving through you now that you've taken a time to be able to spend your moments in the homeostasis pod. The energy of the moon is now able to flow through you more effectively. As you're standing here breathing at the moon, Azra sees you and walks back up to you. Well, it looks like you're ready. Follow me. I'll take you to the next stage of our training. And so Azra and you walk through the encampment to another location as you see other people training, as you see other people getting ready, as you see other people practicing. And you ask Azra as you're walking, and you say to them, "What else is there that you can tell me? What are all these people doing? What is it that we are getting ready for?" And Azra explains to you and says, "You see, my friends, now is a time for us to rise as guardians of love, as guardians of light. For throughout the ages, there has been an ongoing dance, an ongoing battle between shadow and light. And people such as you and people such as me are the ones that need to be able to stand together, to be able to stand for the love and for the light against the illusions of shadow. And so we're going to begin preparing you. We're going to begin to get you ready for what is happening during this full moon, during this eclipse. The word eclipse echoes in your mind, yet at this moment your focus must maintain itself on the training still ahead. Azra and you walk towards a sectioned off area of the encampment where you can see other light guardians training in martial arts. And Azra walks you over, and he directs you to be able to stand in front of a series of trees. Not big trees, small trees. Ones that stand with only a few inches of distance between them. And so Azra directs you in this moment and says to you, the flexibility of your mind is enhanced by the flexibility of your body, and the flexibility of your body is enhanced by the flexibility of your mind. Stand before the trees in front of you and slowly begin to imagine yourself moving your fists, moving your hands through the gaps of the trees, moving them and punching, yet not in a violent way, in a way that is in full control. And you move your fists between the gaps in the trees, in and out, back and forth, imagining yourself in this stage of martial arts training and allowing it to feel more like a dance than anything. And you move your fist back and forth, getting as close to the tree as possible without actually making contact with it. And as you do this, imagine yourself there's probably about like 5 or 6 trees, and you're moving your hips and your waist, and you're punching between the gaps of the trees. And you're beginning to go faster, and you're beginning to increase your ability to be able to trust your accuracy. And you begin to feel the flow move through you. You begin to feel the confidence arise. For in this practice, not once have you actually touched the tree. And so you can bring as much speed as you want into this practice, imagining it in this moment, feeling it energy flowing through you, feeling a dexterity and an intuition arising in this moment. Azra standing there next to you. Good, keep going. Try going a little bit faster, just for a moment longer. Again, this is just training for what's still to come. And so you begin to increase the rate at which you are throwing your punches. And again, not by any means in a violent way, but merely in an intentional way. As your fists gently continue to breeze their way between the gaps of the trees, between the gaps in the branches, allowing the trees to serve as a natural training tool, as a natural obstacle that is heightening your ability to continue to increase your accuracy, to continue to increase your confidence. Continue this for a few more moments, continuing to breathe here and just imagining yourself throwing these punches, never hitting the tree, allowing more dexterity to move into your hips, crouching, standing, feeling the roll of your shoulders, even spinning around, doing some 360s, allowing it to feel like a dance, allowing it to feel like something that you have done many times before. And as you continue this, eventually Azra instructs you to bring this practice to its conclusion. And you take a moment here to thank the tree. And now Azra brings you into a circle, a ring, another part of the training environment, and they stand before you. And Azra instructs you, and he says, "Good. Now, maintaining your control, I want you to try and make contact between your hand and my chin. You are not trying to hurt me. You are merely trying to gently tap it with as much intention as possible, and I will stand here and prevent you from doing so, while also trying to gently tap your chin as well. This is an ancient martial arts training tool for Light Guardian. Call us Jedi, call us ninjas, call us wizards, call us what you want. This is more than just a physical exercise. This is a way for us to be able to connect with our inner energy and our inner chi." And so, Azra stands before you, keeping eye contact. They gently bow before you, and they position themselves in a martial arts stance, ready for combat, not in a way that's aggressive, but in a way that is merely as part of sport, for training, dexterity purposes. And so, Azra, looking at you, gently gestures with their hand to make the first move. And so as Azra stands there, you, a little unsure at first, throw the first punch, by no means trying to hurt Azra, but gently guiding the tips of your fingers towards their chin. And Azra gently and easily deflects the first gesture that you make. And so you make another one, and another one, and another one. And Azra gently gesturing and blocking and moving your arms with ease. You can tell in this moment that they themselves are extremely familiar with this practice, that they themselves are one of the best teachers to be able to help guide you through this. And so as Azra and you continue this game where you are gently trying to touch their chin and they are continuously blocking, Azra begins their attack and begins to aim for your chin as well. And so as Azra reaches out to try and touch your chin, and if they get your chin, it's 1 point. The game is not over. This is all just practice. So as Azra continues to throw their moves towards you, you're continuously blocking and attacking at the same time. And yet in this moment, you feel an incredible sense of flow, an incredible sense of ease, an incredible sense of presence in this moment. And continuing here, Azra eventually manages to get one punch that manages to get past your block and gently, oh so gently, touches your chin. There, that's 1 point. And then Azra steps back, bows again, and you begin round 2. And so as you and Azra continue training here for the next couple moments, you continue to do your best, and after a while, you eventually make contact with their chin. Azra legitimately putting up a good challenge, yet also putting up a good defense too, and a good fight on the offense. And so this goes back and forth a few times over the next several minutes. You lose track of score, but nonetheless, you feel your muscles becoming familiar with this movement. You feel your dexterity enhanced. You feel your mind more alert. And Azra takes a moment to step back as we conclude that practice. And Azra walks away to the side of the ring. And from there, they grab off a display 2 swords. And Azra takes a sword and he passes it to you. And in this moment, for those of you who have your Light Guardian crystals with you, this is where you can literally grab your Light Guardian crystal and you can hold it in your hand, for your Light Guardian crystal is your sword, is this sword. And this is a very, very special sword, one that is made for Light Guardians. It is a Light Guardian sword. It is a Light Guardian crystal. And so the hilt is a silver hilt. The blade is almost like a crystal in itself. and yet pulsating with a plasma, a very unique and magical blade with a sphere on the handle as well, on the hilt, shifting in colors based on your own will. You hold this sword in your hands, those of you who have received it before from Merlin, feeling the memories that are associated with it, feeling the energy that is attached to the story of it, your very own Excalibur, a sword that you are becoming more familiar with, a sword that reminds you of your own power within. And so, in this moment, Azra, standing in front of you, confident, holding their sword, standing there like a guardian, standing there like a sacred warrior, feeling like a badass yourself, Azra looks at you, and he points with his sword as you point back with yours. And he makes the first move as he gently throws the sword from overhead and brings it down as you gently block it. This in itself brings a smile to your face because you know that he is by no means here to hurt you, but merely here to practice with you, to train with you. And so, very much like Jedi training in itself, you take the next few moments to continue to battle with Azra, to battle in this competition. And Azra says to you, he says, remember, when you hold the sword, let it be an invitation for you to dance. Your combat, your agility, your dexterity, let it be like a dance. Let it be an energy that moves through you naturally. And so in this moment, imagining yourself being in this sword training combat, holding your Light Guardian sword, challenged by Azra's competition, and yet not overwhelmed in this moment, yet feeling the dance coming out of you, feeling the movement coming out of you, feeling a sense of excitement, feeling a sense of memory rising to the surface as Azra hits you from one side, you block from the other, you parry, you spin, you add a little dramatics, you find yourself lifting your feet with lightness, switching the sword from one hand to another, spinning it in one hand, you add in some additional moves in between. Good, Azra says, I can see you feeling the dance through this moment. And so you continue here for the next little bit, going back and forth, by no means hurting each other, but allowing you to become comfortable and familiar with the blade in your hands. As you continue to breathe here, imagining you and Azra continuing to train for the next few minutes, and as you are imagining this within your meditation, imagine it with as much detail as possible. Allow this story to be a real experience. Allow it to add value to awakening an energy that is inside of you. The familiarity of holding this sword and seeing it as a symbolic power, as a symbolic symbol of your power, of you claiming your power, your sword, your creativity, your voice, your word, your compassion, your courage. Whatever you wish the sword to represent, it represents it for you. And so you and Azra continue this just for a few more moments, taking a breath here. And with that said, the practice between the two of you concludes itself. Azra and you gently bow towards each other with a smile on your face. Azra speaks to you in this moment, and they say to you, I'm glad to see that you're more ready than I expected you to be. We'll need some of the best Light Guardians we can get for what's still ahead. And in this moment, you ask Azra, tell me more. Tell me more of what is still ahead. What are you preparing me for? What is happening? Why am I here? Azra says to you, of course, I told you before. Merlin told me to come get you, to prepare you, to get you ready for the battle that is ahead. The battle, you think to yourself? Yes, my friends, for you see, there is a battle. There is a dance that has been ongoing through the ages. But tonight, on this eclipse, on this lunar eclipse, We are here as light guardians once again to be able to stand on this metaphysical battlefield, on this symbolic parallel dream space that we are in right now, in this story that is very much real, to be able to stand together as light guardians and to be able to push back the shadow of Apophis. Apophis, you think to yourself, a name that you have heard before, a sound that is incredibly familiar. Yes, Apophis. Apophis is the incarnation of darkness, of chaos, of shadow, known through the lore, known through the myth, known through the many dimensions. And tonight, on the lunar eclipse, the portal will open and Apophis will return once again. And we must rise together in order to be able to push them back, to be able to prevent them from destroying the kingdom of Mount Meru. Mount Meru, you think to yourself, perhaps you've heard that before. You realize now the space you're in is a very sacred space. The forest that you are in is on the edge of a field, yet off in the distance there is a kingdom, Mount Meru, known throughout myths as being a world that connects worlds, a kingdom of many people. And so it is here that Apophis will return. And it is us as a light guardians that must stand up, that must fight back, that must rise together in love. And so in order to be able to prepare, let me show you exactly what you're up against and what is needed. And so in this moment, Azra walks you over to another part of the training environment. You can see through the trees the edge of the forest, and off beyond the trees, the kingdom of Mount Meru, a giant kingdom standing built upon the edge of a mountain in the middle of a field. Azra takes you over to another part of the training environment. And as you are there, Azra begins to move his hands in a circular rotation and begins to enchant a mantra underneath his voice. And slowly, in the direction that he's pointing, you begin to see small portals beginning to open, 3 separate portals opening up. And out of these portals emerge these beings, these shadowy, ghoulish beings that step forth with no face, purely just a shadow, shaped similar to a human, a little bit larger, a little bit bigger, and an essence and a presence to them that could strike fear into those who are unprepared. Azra stands there, holding back these creatures, these shadow beings that have stepped through these portals, and explains to you, get your sword ready. What you need to do is you need to imbue your sword with the intention of love, with the magic of your heart. And when you use your sword against these beings, against these shadows, against these entities, then they will transmute, they will transform, they will shift back into the infinite energy that they are. And so, in this moment, Azra gives you the permission to begin to plan your attack against these creatures. And so, with your Light Guardian sword in your hands, you feel a sense of confidence come over you. And as the one creature stands before you, you grip your sword as tight as possible as it ignites with a plasma iridescent color. And Azra gives you the gentle nod. These creatures are not too much a threat. They themselves are still a part of your training. And so, with the first one before you, you find the right position to be able to approach it, and then at your own free will, you take your sword and you swing it into contact with the being, with the shadow entity. And when it makes contact with it, it disintegrates the energy, it disintegrates the entity, it transforms them into a cloud of light. And in that moment, they dissolve into the space around them. And then just like that, the other two are there, and you keep the sword gripped strongly in your hands. And when you are ready, you can practice training with these other two as much as you wish, dodging their attacks and using even other elements within your abilities to be able to move faster, to jump higher, to increase your dexterity, to increase your own abilities. And then, when you are ready, use your sword to make contact against these shadow beings, against these entities, and dissolve them. See them disintegrate, see them transmute, see them explode from shadow into light as they dissolve back into the space around you. And so in this moment, the space is now cleared of these opponents. And Azra takes a moment here, and he says to you, "You see, my friends, what we are doing here within this story, within this layer of reality, within this parallel dimension, is we every single day are fighting, are dancing with this shadow. And this shadow arises through man. It shows up as greed. It shows up as envy. It shows up as distrust. It shows up as anger. It shows up as hate. And it is beginning to corrupt more and more. But we must be the hope that remind people that this battle, this war that we are in, is a war of our consciousness. It is a war that can be won. It is a war that we fight every single day by choosing to show up with love, by choosing to show up with kindness, by choosing to show up with compassion. And it is through our acts that we carry the will of our sword, that we carry the magic of our hearts. And it is through the simple gestures, through the empathy, that these beings are dissolved, are transmuted, are transformed back into the light that they are. And in this moment, you take a breath. Azra looks at you as you take a moment here to pay attention to what has been said, to what is needed in this moment. Feeling the calling of the Light Guardian inside of you, feeling the courage moving through your being. You know that there is work still ahead. You know that there is a challenge on the horizon. And it is up to you, and not just you alone. It is up to all the Light Guardians, to all the light workers, to all the shifters, to be able to come together, to be able to stand as one, and to be able to push back Apophis. And Apophis, as Azra explains, will appear through the portal of the eclipse as a giant serpent. And on this day, you will be the one who will be destined to bring it down, to stop it from attacking Mount Meru, to push back the darkness once again, and for us to be able to share this message of hope. Now come, my friends. The eclipse is approaching soon. The moon has risen. We must prepare and get ready for the battle that is to come. And so in this moment, you and Azra take care of any little things that you need to do as you make your way to the edge of the forest tree line. And as you make your way to the edge of the forest tree line, there you see an amassed gathering of various light guardians coming together. And you look down this line as you see faces that you can recognize people within the team, fellow light guardians within our community. Each one of us standing along this line, each one of us holding a light guardian sword within our hands. And in this moment, you look further down the line, and as Azra stands next to you, he gestures with a nod of his head, and you see a figure on a horse. And it's none other than Merlin, the same Merlin that you have met in the past. And this Merlin now sits upon the horse, ready to lead the next wave of light guardians into this battle against Apophis in order to be able to push back the darkness once again. And as Merlin looks throughout the crowd, they make eye contact with you, and you can see them in this moment gesturing with you, a nod of confidence. And in this moment, Merlin, bringing the attention to the crowd to himself sitting on the horse, he raises his stick, his staff, his wizard wand to the sky, and the moon off in the distance slowly begins to emanate an energy, slowly begins to pulsate as the eclipse begins and the portal starts to open. And this moment, Merlin, holding his staff up towards the sky, sends out an energy and a pulse that activates his avatar armor, and he himself transforms into a battle mode of Merlin. And in the same way, the wave continues to move through the entire line of light guardians who are standing amongst Merlin in this moment, as each and every single one of us activates our light guardian armor. And imagining yourself in this moment as you feel this wave of energy moving through you, and now you imagine yourself as your activated avatar, imagining yourself in silver and gold armor, encrusted with symbols that are relevant to you, a style that reflects your own unique badassness as a light guardian. And feel the weight of your armor. Feel the confidence that it invokes from within you. Feel the strength moving through you in this moment. And so as you look down the line, you feel a wave of energy moving through you as you look at each and every single one of the light guardians that have gathered here. The line longer than you can see. As you look off into the distance together, you see the portal of the moon slowly beginning to open. And so, as the moon begins to shift, the darkness begins to loom, and the eclipse has begun. As you look towards the moon, it slowly begins to emanate various contorting energies, the portal of it opening, and through it you feel a wave of coldness echoed through the air. And you can see off in the distance Apophis beginning to come through the portal of the moon, emerging as a giant black serpent, larger than you could even possibly imagine, a scale ginormous, hundreds and hundreds of meters long. You see it pour out into the sky, and as it pours out into the sky, flying through the horizon line, an immense mass of darkness and shadow also pours out through this portal. And in this moment, Merlin, holding their staff up towards the sky, begins to lead the line of light workers, the line of light guardians, towards the portal, towards the wave of shadow that is pouring out of the portal of the eclipse, and into a field, into an open field where the battle will take place. as the mountain of Meru and the kingdom is off in the distance to the side. And so as Merlin begins to lead the army, begins to lead the tribe, begins to lead those who have been called to this moment, Azra, standing next to you, begins to walk along your side. And in this moment, you begin to see other light guardians shape-shifting at their own will, transforming into different animals of their choice. And so Azra, in this moment, transforms into a wolf and instructs you to get on. And so you jump in this moment on Azra's back. And in this moment, all of the darkness that is pouring out from the eclipse portal makes its way down into the valley. And as you and Merlin begin to charge towards it, you feel this wave of energy moving through you. You feel the ground shaking underneath you as you feel all of the incredible passion and love being carried by each and every single one of the light guardians. A sacred anger, a sacred rage, imbued with a deep sense of purpose and love. And within this symbolic battle, for every shadow being that you make contact with, for every entity that you strike with your sword, let you strike it with nothing but love, with nothing but compassion. And it is that compassion that will transform it. It is that compassion that will push it back. And so the line of light guardians moves towards the wave of shadows pouring forth, and your objective in this moment, explained to you by Azra earlier on, is to take your sword and to drive it into the eye of Apophis that sits at the top of its head. And so in this moment, Merlin, leading the charge of the light guardians, riding you together into battle, various different light guardians transforming, shifting into various different animals and creatures, only limited by the scale of our own imagination. And as the line of the shadow approaches the line of the light guardians, you, riding on Azra's back, can see the moment as the lines are about to collide. And you can take this one last chance to gently be able to breathe. And big exhale. And in that moment, as you focus your attention to what's in front of you, you see all of these different entities in various different shapes and forms, reflecting all of the darkness that is existing within this world, all of the turmoil, all of the hate, all of the suffering that is there, not simply to be defeated, but to be transformed. And so, as Merlin leads the charge, you riding alongside with them on the back of Azra, now a larger than regular size wolf, you point your sword towards the entities, and in this moment you begin to see various other light guardians basically shooting lasers from their sword, shooting an energy beam from their sword. And as it projects from the sword, it begins to pierce through the waves of the shadow entities. And in that moment, the shadow entities come into contact with the front line of the wave that you two are leading. And you feel the force in the wave hit against you as you continue to dive and dodge and continue to make your way, navigating through the complexity and the chaos of this space, allowing the training that you were practicing earlier and the calmness from the homeostasis chamber to be able to bring you into this moment with as much flow as possible, not necessarily feeling like you are in the midst of a battle, but feeling like you are in a dance, feeling like you will not lose, knowing that you and yourself are powerful and invincible in this moment. And all of the other light guardians holding their swords, striking down the various shadow entities, exploding them into essences of light. You can see the immense waves of shadow pushing through and trying to make its way, trying to prevent the light guardians from reaching Apophis, for that is the only way they will win. They will only win if we choose not to fight back. And so, as you continue to ride on the back of Azra, jumping left and right, you see various other Light Guardians using a variety of abilities in this moment to be able to push back the darkness of Apophis's army. You see people engaged in hand-to-hand combat. You see people in various transformed beast modes. You see people using energy projectiles, pushing people back with the will of their intention and trying to clear the path for someone to be able to drive their sword into the eye of Apophis and to bring it down and to save it from destroying Mount Meru and the rest of all who would be affected by it. And so as you continue to ride forward in this moment, you continue to look up towards Apophis, this giant snake-like creature flying through the sky. And as you look up at its immense scale, you begin to see that around Apophis there are giant rocks and boulders that they themselves have come through the portal and have their own gravity related to Apophis floating in the air. And you can see Merlin fighting off in the distance, and Merlin points and directs for you to make your way up to Apophis as you ride on the back of Azra still in this moment, striking back at all the beasts that attack you, again imagining yourself moving through the shadow with grace and with ease and with confidence and with courage as you shoot these beams of light from the edge of your sword, piercing through all of the entities that may come at you, pushing them back and feeling yourself gaining momentum as you do. Azra, with you riding on their back, jumping from rock to rock to rock, making your way up to where Apophis is, and eventually Azra gets close enough and jumps with an incredible height, and you soaring on its back, flying past the other shadow entities. Azra lands on top of Apophis, closer to its tail, and as it lands on its tail, Azra riding along the scales of Apophis as if you run along its back, making your way up towards its head. And you can see down below in this moment all of the other Light Guardians holding the line. You can see the darkness continuing to fight back, yet you can see it being transmuted by all of the Light Guardians down below. Yet the battle will only be over when we bring it to an end. And so Merlin's blessing being felt in your heart, Azra's teachings giving you courage in this moment, continuing to ride along the tail of Apophis. You can see the head up off in the distance, and as you are riding along the tail of Apophis, along this humongous snake creature flying through the sky, you feel the attacks of other entities coming at you from every side. You feel their weight, you feel their gravity moving past you. You feel them trying to push you back, desperately trying to hold you back from being able to bring Apophis down with your sword of light. And so Azra, moving left and right, jumping as high as they can, you continue to shoot lasers from your sword, piercing through the various entities as you continue to make your way up towards the head of Apophis. And in this moment, Azra tells you to get off as you jump off of them, and Azra says to you, "You, go ahead, finish this, bring Apophis down, I'm gonna slow them down for you." And Azra turns around, and all of the other entities that are soaring around, some popping literally right out of the flesh of Apophis, emerging from their darkness, Azra goes into combat with them and meets them head on. And then you focus on the head of Apophis. You can see the eye of Apophis on the top of its head that you can reach if you just keep running. And so you keep running in this moment, and you can feel the shadow entities trying to stop you, trying to slow you down. And you continue to run as fast as you can and as fast as you can. And as you push through the last wave, you make your way there. You make your way standing above the eye of Apophis. And as you feel the wind and the turbulence riding back and forth on Apophis, as you look down below and you see your fellow light guardians continuing to fight this battle, you hold your light guardian sword and you look deep into the eye of Apophis. And in this moment, everything slows down as you connect with your breath and you bring the intention of love into your heart, and you bring the intention of love into your sword. You look deep into the eye of Apophis, and when you do not simply see an enemy, but you see a teacher. You see yourself, and you're reminded that this battle, though parallel within this reality, is a battle that is fought inside each and every single one of us. It is a choice in our ability to show up each and every single day with love, with intention. And so as you hold this sword, make this promise to yourself in this moment that you will continue to stand up against the darkness, to stand up for light, to stand up for love, to bring compassion to your community, and to be able to hold the sword of hope, the sword of light, the pillar of hope that you yourself are. And so as time slows down, you look deep into the eye of Apophis in this moment. Everything goes quiet. You hold the sword in your hands, and with one more gentle breath, exhale, you move the sword into the eye. A wave of energy ripples through the entire being of Apophis as it sends out a shockwave into the sky. Apophis, you still riding on the tip of its head, begins to descend down from the sky. As it moves down towards the ground, you begin to see the other shadow entities dissolving, a shockwave that has been sent out, pushing back all the darkness, pushing back all of the entities. And you ride the head of Apophis as it crashes down into the earth down below you, and the shaking of the ground as you desperately try to hold on with your sword. And then slowly the head of Apophis begins to dissolve, begins to shift, begins to transform into nothing but pure light. And in this moment, where it once was a solid snake, now it becomes almost like a soft golden cloud, and you gently allow yourself to fall through it, and you bring yourself down to the ground as your feet make contact. You turn around and you look, and you see the remnants of Apophis transforming into light, its entire being dissolving into the ether around it. You see the other entities dissolving into the light, and you see the light guardians holding their sword, cheering in victory, cheering in love, cheering in hope, cheering in compassion, cheering in resilience. Azra and Merlin are off in the distance as they begin to make their way towards you. The remnants of Apophis floats up into the space around you, and as it does, in this moment, clouds begin to form above you. And then, as you are standing there in victory amongst your friends, you begin to feel the drops of rain coming down in this moment. Azra comes up to you, and he gives you an incredible hug in this moment with a big smile on their face. Well done, my friend. Well done. You did it. I'm proud of you. I knew you were the right person for this. I knew there was a reason Merlin told me to come get you. You were the one who brought Apophis down, and we were the ones who did it together. It was our intention. It was our love. It was our choice. And in this moment, the sky opens up as rain begins to pour. And yet this rain is not just rain in itself. It is rain that is imbued with love. And this rain has a purple tinge to it, a purple glow to it. And now in this moment, Merlin gathers the Light Guardians all together, every single one of them there who has made their way to the end of this battle, who has made their way to this point in the story. Where there was once darkness, now there is light. Merlin speaks to the crowd. My fellow Light Guardians, gather with me in circle. Be with me here now, for we have once again pushed back Apophis. This battle, this dance will continue, and it is up to us to see it not as a detriment, but as an invitation for us to rise, for us to step into our power. And so in this moment, let us stand here in circle, my friends. Let us hold hands. Let us pour our love and intention into the sky. Let it make its intention into the rain. Let us encode our intention so that this rain may be felt as healing love all across the world right now, all across the many dreams right now. And so in this moment, hold hands. And as you do this, you stand there with Azra, holding Azra's hand, holding the person's hand next to you, looking at the face of all the Light Guardians standing here in the circle, again, seeing the faces of friends and family and tribe, understanding the power of this metaphorical story, the importance of this journey. And so as you stand here in this moment, each and every single one of us, let us imagine our love arriving to the world, wherever it needs to be, as this beautiful, gentle, healing, purple, blue rain. And so in this moment, holding hands with everybody here, focusing our intentions towards the center, feeling this rain on your face, feeling this rain moving down your cheeks, feeling and imagining this rain being shared all across the world right now, wherever it is needed. Imagine every single place right now that needs this rain, that needs this love, and let all who are touched by this rain feel the love that we are sending them in this moment. Breathe into your heart. Stand a little bit taller. Stand a little bit prouder. Stand with courage. Stand with hope. As we stand here together in this circle, let our intentions be felt. Let our intentions be heard. Let our intentions reach those far throughout the dream. In all the places that this rain is needed, let it reach those who are suffering. Let it reach those who are uncertain. Let it reach those who wish they knew of the story that they are a part of. And let this rain be a story that reaches them, that reminds them of the infinite love that they are, that lets them see the love within their hearts. And so imagine in this moment that wherever this rain reaches, there shall be healing, there shall be peace, there shall be love. And so take these next few moments as we focus and we feel the power of transmutation. We were reminded of the shadows being our teacher. We see how it calls us into our purpose, how it calls us into our destiny, how it calls us into our potential. And so standing here, continuing to breathe, feeling this magical rain raining down and looking around at all of the other faces, visualizing it all across the world right now, bathing the entire world in this water, in this purple, beautiful, magical water as it rains down from the sky. Imagine the places that need it. Imagine the people who can be touched by it. And as we visualize this, let this help bring forth this love so that more can find it, so that more can see it, so that more can feel it, and so that more can remember it. May this intention reach far and wide throughout the dream, throughout the many realms, throughout the grid. Take another moment here to breathe and look around. You hold Azra's hand a little bit more tightly as you look to them with a smile on your face. And in this moment, Merlin gestures for people to begin to walk together into the middle of the circle. And as everyone gets a little bit closer together, let us all put our arms around one another, all in a big group circle hug. And let us look each other in the eye in this moment. Let us celebrate who we are. Let us be proud of what we are becoming. Let us see the guardians within each and every single one of us, awakening each and every single day. Let us carry the vision of this rain and continue to imagine it beyond this moment. Let it always pour down within one dream and another. Let us be an extension of this intention through our kindness and through our love, through our creativity, through the magic that we are here to share. And so as everyone comes together in this moment, feeling a big gentle hug and feeling a wave of vibration moving through every single one of us, breathing together as one entity, as one team, as one tribe. Feeling this rain pouring down on us. And in that moment, Azra, standing next to you, slowly begins to initiate a quiet wolf howl amongst the group. And naturally, at this point, others begin to join in, yourself included. The wolf pack will be heard, adding your voice. Let us all howl together. Howl out loud, howl within your mind, howl within your heart, and let your howl be heard. Let your howl be loved. Let your howl be something that all will remember within. You let your howl out as you look up towards the moon, shining down on each and every single one of us standing in this circle together. Merlin amongst us, helping guide us, all of us leaders and captains within our own right. Howling a few more times together now, nice and loud. Send out that love. Let your howl be a carrier of our shared intention. Let others hear the call that we are sending out. Let others know the story that they are part of. Let others awaken to the destiny within their heart to rise as light guardians. One more time, howl as loud and as intentional as you can. Howl, my friends, at this wolf moon. In this moment, you feel a soft, gentle smile roll across your face, and you can even feel a gentle giggle moving through your body as you look around at every single one of the persons that are here, honoring their story, excited to get to know them, eager to learn about the magics and the gifts that each one of us carries as the unique light guardians that we are. And so, in this moment, just take a couple more breaths. Remind yourself of this feeling. Remind yourself of the journey you went through today. Remind you of where it brought you to. A remembrance of the magic within us, of your destiny as a dancer, to dance your way through the shadow, to dance your way through the darkness, to shine your light, to hold your sword, to rise up to your destiny, to push back the darkness, to transmute it into light, and to bring forth the magic of this reign. And in this moment, the circle, the hug gently releases, and people begin hugging each other individually one by one. And you walk around in this moment, and you take a chance to get to meet the other people who are here with you. You walk over to Merlin when you are ready, and Merlin gently puts their hand on your shoulder and gives you a look with their eyes that expresses extreme proudness and excitement for the journeys still ahead. "Well, my friends," Merlin says, "I'm glad you were here today, and I'm looking forward to when we will see each other again. Apophis will return. Like the breath, it is there to serve us. And today, let this journey continue to awaken the strength of the light guardian inside of you, my friend. And carry this with you so that you too will continue to awaken the light guardian within those that you meet. For the seed is within many of our hearts. Find the others, remind them of the power of their sword, of their word, of their gifts of compassion. This is your purpose, for I have taught you, for I have taught you. I teach you so that you can teach others. I inspire you so that you can inspire others. Until next time, my friend. Until next time." And you give Merlin a nice big hug if you choose to. And in this moment, again, you take an opportunity to go around and say hello to the other light guardians who are here, to the other shifters, to the other members of this dream team, of this community, who have come here at this very specific time. And you see some familiar faces, you give some very excited hugs, you express your gratitude. You tell them how badass you think they look in their badass activated avatar armor. And when you're ready, you make your way over to where Azra is. And you take a moment here to express your gratitude to Azra, a noble friend, a virtuous ally, a teacher, a student, a captain amongst captains. You say to Azra in this moment, "Thank you. Thank you for training me. Thank you for bringing me here. Thank you for doing your part too." Azra acknowledges back, expresses their gratitude. "I'm sure Merlin has already said it, but this isn't the end. We'll need to see you here again during the next eclipse, if need be. But I'm sure we'll see each other somewhere else between now and between then. For there are many journeys still to be explored, each one here to help us grow. Thank you, my friend." And Azra's blue eyes look back at yours. You see a familiar look to them, a comforting soul, a brave leader. And that leadership within Azra inspires you to carry that vibration forward and to be the leader for others. You give Azra one more hug. And when you are ready, you gently make your way back to the tree line. Those who are still remaining in the circle may be there for quite some time, but for now, as you walk your way back to the tree line, you prepare to make your way back through the portal, and you see the moon hanging up above the sky in the trees, and you feel its blessings, you feel its energy, and the rain is still pouring down in this moment, gently, softly. You find some rocks nearby. You set them up in a stone circle on the ground. You use your mudras and your mantras to open up the portal. You rotate your hands clockwise. You make a gentle mantra under your breath. And you speak with intention as the portal opens. You jump through this portal. It takes you through the space between space, and you arrive out the other side. And yet where you arrive is not where you were when you first began. As you step out of the exit from the stone circle through another portal, you find yourself at the edge of a long cliff, one that is pointed like an arrow directly towards the moon. And in this moment, you walk your way towards the edge of the cliff that looks out over an ocean, over a body of water. There is still a slight sense of rain within the sky, within the air. And the moon floats above you. And in this moment, literally, just take this time to be able to just connect with the moon. To connect with this moment. And in your own solitude, I invite you to feel the presence of those that you wish to invite into this space with you. And so look up towards the moon. And as you do this, you feel a familiar energy, a loved one, someone who you deeply care about, someone who may not even be on the same earthly plane as you anymore. And take these next few moments to simply be present and to feel the support of your ancestors, to send love to both your past self and your future self, to feel the strength of your lineage behind you in this moment, to feel the presence of Mother Gaia herself. And as you look out towards the moon, you feel what you can think of as almost hands on your shoulder, spirits supporting you, guardians looking over you. And take the next few moments in your own space to experience this solitude, to drop into your heart space, to connect and to listen to any words that will be brought to you in this moment by your guides, by your guardians. Stand here in strength. Stand here, fellow light guardian, and be empowered by the presence of the moon and the magic of your heart. Go ahead. And so as you stand here, just take a few more moments, be in this space, feel whatever support you feel you may need, reminded that you are loved, reminded that you are cared for, reminded of the strength that you have flowing through you. Take a few more moments here, connecting with the moon, feeling the support and the presence of those who you wish to invite into your space. Be in this space for a few more moments. Continue. Gently connecting with the breath still. Take one more moment here to express gratitude, to say thank you to those who have been with you and who will always be with you. Your guides, your guardians, your angels, your family, your friends, your ancestors, your teachers, your students, your allies, your enemies, your light, your shadow. Hold love for all of it. Take another look at the moon. Set forth the intention to keep showing up each and every single day, to keep growing, to keep leading by example, to keep creating the path for others to follow. Look at the moon and let it remind you of your courage, of your destiny, of your purpose as a light guardian. And may you continue to fight back, to dance, to transmute the apophis that is within this world, that sneaks its ways into the hearts of any one of us. Yet it is only there to teach us, to show us how that we are the masters of our destiny, that we must make the choice to stand, that we will make the choice to rise together as one. Shifters, light guardians, hold your sword, point it towards the moon, and allow this moment to be a sacred ceremony. And as you look towards the moon and you hold your light guardian sword, gently raise it to your eyes, to your forehead, and take a moment here to promise to the earth, to Gaia, to whatever connection you have with this space that we call home, and make a promise in this moment to it. And what that promise will be up to you. It can be a simple promise, a promise that we will keep showing up, that we will keep turning our wisdom back to the heart, that we will keep choosing to stand. So make that promise now. Speak it to the Gaia, speak it to the earth. Take one more breath here and gently bring your Light Guardian sword down towards your heart. And express your gratitude. Beautiful. Allowing your hands to come down towards your side as we begin to conclude this meditation, feeling the activation inside of you, the connection with the team. The strength within all that you are. And as we carry with us this story, let it continue to inspire us. Let it continue to enrich our perspective. Let it continue to invite us to be a part of this very important story. The one in which we choose to change the world with the magic of our love. As you look towards the moon, gently imagine your eyes closing within your imagination. And slowly we will begin to bring awareness back to our physical body, to wherever you are sitting in this moment. Slowly begin to wiggle your toes. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. And gently, when you are ready, open your eyes and return your awareness to the space around you. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Take your time. Thank you for sharing in another beautiful journey together. As you gently make your way back, if you're watching this live, get a glass of water, stretch, get your journal handy, write down the promise that you made, reflect on anything that you wish, and feel free to jump into the chat, leave some comments, let us know how that was for you. Happy full moon, happy wolf full moon, and thank you again, everyone, for being here and for being a part of this practice and this practice of storytelling. Beautiful. Awesome. And keep feeling that rain, that rain. Let's keep visualizing that magical purple rain that is just being brought down across the earth right now in a metaphysical way. So thank you again, everyone, for being a part of that journey, for being a part of that experience. Whew, that was a big one. Oh man, as always when we do these, it's challenging. Like, it is challenging to do these. And was that one perfect? I wouldn't call it that. But we made it. But we made it through. So thank you again, everyone, for holding space, for allowing me to be able to practice alongside you. For each of us to be able to share this journey together. And again, it's the story. It's the story that's important. And I hope that was conveyed amongst all that we did. Again, the sound might have, I'm actually, if you're listening to this on the original recording, usually what I have to do is I have to like go back and remaster the audio. Honestly, it's really hard to do the audio mixing while doing this live. That's like one of the most challenging things, because that's usually where you would get an entire team, but I'm doing my best. But nonetheless, thank you for your comments. Please continue to drop those in the chat, and I'll read those on air so that we can share in celebration together. Alyssa saying, thank you, Brendan. OMG, perfect. Lise says, powerful transmission. Thank you for that clear channel. The rain was beautiful. Mark says, Neato, it poured rain here during the entire meditation. Actual rain. The sound of rain on a metal roof was Neato as background music. That's dope. That is so cool, Mark. What a great bonus. Wow, I'm so grateful to know that it was actually raining where Mark was. That's so cool. Awesome. So yeah, again, like that story, like the idea of Apophis, that's an actual like mythological idea that during the eclipse, the lunar eclipse, that's like literally like Apophis, which was symbolized as an incarnation of chaos, was like this giant serpent, and it would devour the moon, in that sense. I guess it also probably applies to solar eclipses. Why not? And and to be able to like bring that through in this story was important. And now a lot of people who maybe tune into this for the first time, this was actually almost like a 2.0 of that story. Back in 2016, we actually literally did a similar incarnation of this story, literally like with like a battle scene against Apophis and stuff like that. And there were certain elements that we kind of brought over, but we changed and we updated it. And if you're interested, I would encourage you to go back and listen to that one. You totally could. Again, I wanted to kind of bring this one forward to the best of my abilities. And thank you again, everyone, for holding space and just for allowing. This is like a very unique form of art that we're playing with here, just to be able to invite people to drop into a single story meditation like this is very, very different. Not going to do it all the time. I know it's a little bit untraditional and it's not quite the flavor that everyone's going to enjoy. But I wanted to be able to do it because, again, I feel even, at the time that we are in this world and everything like that, it feels like there is like kind of, again, like it's like it's like, I don't want to just call it war, but there is a need for us to rise as guardians. There is this dance of shadow and light that is happening and has always happened throughout ages, throughout generations, throughout planets, so to speak. And so let us be reminded that, again, you don't fight fear with fear. You transmute it with love. And so visually, I want you to keep kind of holding that image of like, oh, these like shadow entities coming, and you taking your light guardian sword. And again, just being able to be like, here's my light guardian sword, and be like, wah, and then it just like kind of like explodes them into like this cloud of light. That visual was really cool. So here you can see, here's like one of the Lemurian light guardian crystals, which again is like literally these, again, you can understand how these are becoming like encoded with more symbolic power. So like these are our like literal swords, and then we get to use them within the meditations as well, which is pretty exciting if you ask me. So wielding our individual Excaliburs. Keep leaving those comments so much. And please leave those comments in the chat. We're going to wrap this broadcast up in the next few minutes. Lise says, we are losing so much storytelling in our oral and cultural tradition. Any form of narrative like this is so powerful. Please keep sharing in any form. Thank you, Lise. Thank you for acknowledging that. Again, that really means a lot. And again, it's the power, like, when you go through a story like this, and especially one in meditation, it becomes an experience. So kind of like watching a movie, I hope that through this, it kind of like, after this, you'll kind of like go about your day and you'll kind of and it'll feel as if you like this actually happened. Like this is like something that you experience, and now it's kind of like encoded into you, and the confidence that kind of came out of it is still carried with you. Let me know, drop an 1111 if that resonates with you, if you understand what I'm saying there. Because again, the intention of this broadcast was to help activate, was to help us step into that story, and was to continue to, again, convey this message of hope, because this is a war we can win. This is a dance that we can conduct. And it is up to us, each and every single one of us, to keep showing up with love every single day to the best of our abilities. So Awesome. Thank you again, everyone, so much for being here. If you have any other gratitude you just want to be able to express, leave those comments down below. Thank you again, Shoes Azu, to Red Rose, to Alyssa, to Lise, to Mark, to Javier, to Drumbeat, to those of you tuned in on Facebook, to Tom, to Susan, anybody else, to Margarita, to Ashley, to anybody who's tuned into this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, just by us doing this, like, it helps change the dream just a little bit. And so let's keep visualizing that rain, that purple rain. And again, that rain literally being like literal rain as well as like symbolic rain, where it's like as we visualize this like purple rain kind of falling on the earth, let it be again kind of like literally like just kind of washing people in love. That's kind of the basic idea. And I think that's a very powerful visual. So thank you again, everyone. We're ready to wrap up this broadcast. Again, if you enjoyed this broadcast, be sure to connect further with our team. Join our team chat. The links for that are in the info for this video on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe on youtube.com/SkullBabylon. Follow me on Instagram at Mystic Spider-Man. Sign up on Patreon to add your contribution of a monthly micro donation contribution. And again, sign up at the $11 level to get one of the Lumerian Light Guardian crystals. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for your support. Super, super inspired just to be able to practice this as a team. So let's keep carrying that inspiration with us as far as we can into every single thing that we do with our art. For those of you who are here in the chat, please feel free to leave your Instagram handles in the chat. That way so you can connect with each other. And again, for anyone who's looking to hang out for a little bit longer, jump over to the Discord team server, and please feel free to just leave some compliments and some gratitude and some hype there as well. And people will get to listen to this in the future as well. So ready to wrap this up. Thank you again, everyone, for all of your compliments, for all of your support. Thank you. Mexi, thank you as well. And awesome. That's funny. Nice. Mexi's saying, I was listening at Applebee's chilling with a friend and I had my headphones in the whole time. I felt so relaxed. Good shift. Listen to the whole thing. Awesome. Thanks, Mexi. I'm glad you got to listen to this in a place that you wouldn't normally think would be a meditation spot. But yes, you can honestly go back to listen to this and kind of listen to it as like a story narrative. And seriously, if you haven't listened to the previous meditations, go back and listen to them. I'm not going to say that like honestly, I think the other ones went smoother. There were a couple times during this broadcast where I was like, gotta keep going like you can't stop. Like there was a part of me that was just like, oh no, I screwed up, and I was gonna be like, hey everyone, I'm just gonna stop the broadcast right now because I screwed up. But you can't. It doesn't work that way. It's just like once you start, you gotta keep going. So I hope that was inspirational, and again, thank you for holding space for me practicing this, because again, this is just another opportunity for us to get good at sharing our arts and our gifts, and I hope it inspires you to keep sharing your art and your gift. So Awesome. Thank you again, everyone, so much for being here. We're going to wrap this up. Again, Mystic Spider-Man on Instagram, Skull Babylon on YouTube, subscribe to Paradigm Shift Radio on iTunes, patreon.com/Brendan Culton to add your support, get involved as a leading member within the community, and ParadigmShiftCentral.com just to be able to connect to the project and all the other links that I mentioned as well. Until next time, everyone, let's keep standing as light guardians together. Let's make Merlin proud. Let's do this for Azra as well. And as always, much love, peace, and wholeness. Happy full moon. Let's finish it off with a little wolf howl. Keep it shifty, my friends, and I will see you in the future. Thanks again, everyone. Much love. Special thank you to Danny Leonardo, whose music is featured at the beginning and end of this broadcast. Be sure to check out more of Danny's links in the YouTube info below. Thank you, Danny.